I move Ceann that the Dáil approves the nomination by the Taoiseach of the Minister of State, Deputy Hildegard Naughton, for appointment by the President to be a member of the Government. I wish to inform the House that the President, acting on my advice, has accepted the resignation of Deputy Paschal Donohoe as a member of the Government. I intend to assign the Department of Finance to the Tánaiste Deputy Simon Harris. I also intend to assign the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and the Department of Defence to Minister Helen McEntee, and the Department of Education and Youth to Minister of State Deputy Hildegard Naughton. I intend to nominate Minister of State Deputy Emer Higgins to be a Minister of State at the Department of Children, Disability and Equality with responsibility for disability. She will attend government meetings. I intend to nominate Deputy Frank Feehan as Minister of State at the Department of Public Expenditure, Infrastructure, Public Service Reform and Digitalisation with special responsibility for public procurement, digitalisation and e-government. I would like to congratulate Ceann Deputy Paschal Donohoe on his appointment to such an important role in the World Bank. This appointment is a tribute to the impact which he has made in 3 important ministerial roles over the past decade, as well as his work as President of the Eurogroup. He is only the 4th person to hold that role, and his election to it for 3 terms showed the deep esteem in which he is held throughout Europe. This appointment is also a testament to the high regard in which Ireland is held due to the active and positive work of members of government in international institutions. There are those who seem to assume that Ireland's standing rests on how loud we speak. The truth is that it is actually based on the much harder work of countless hours spent building relationships and showing our values through constructive work with others. Pascal's work on our behalf and on behalf of all of the people of Europe deserves our thanks, respect and appreciation. He was also a tireless advocate on behalf of the communities of Dublin Central, dedicating himself to the work of promoting investment and structural change, as well as improvement to the quality of life on the ground. On a personal level, over the past 5 years, I've enjoyed working closely with Pascal during some of the most challenging times faced by our country and by the European Union. He was a central part of policies which helped us to emerge strongly from the fastest recession and the largest public health emergency recorded in modern times. Although he was proud to represent his party, he always treated his colleagues from Fianna Fáil and independents with respect and understanding. He was always motivated by a belief in the values of our democratic republic and those we share with other democracies. And also, he was very useful for giving you the odd tip on a useful book to read from time to time. Over recent decades, the role of the World Bank has changed radically. It has become a dynamic force for helping to find new ways forward to overcome poverty and tackle disease. It is by far the largest funder of innovation in the field of development, and its positive impact is felt in countless communities throughout the world. I wish Pascal, Justine and their children all the very best for their future, and I know he will represent Ireland with distinction in this important new role. The changes which I am proposing to the membership of the Government and ministerial responsibilities concern important roles. However, these changes are being made in the context of a very clear set of priorities which define the work of our term. Following the mandate which we secured in last year's general election, the parties and deputies who support the Government resoundingly endorsed a comprehensive programme for Government to be implemented across 5 years. While we unfortunately have many in the House who cannot bring themselves to respect the mandate of others, we will continue to fulfil ours. We have already prepared and put in place the largest programme of investment and development in our country's history through the National Development Plan. Comprehensive action on speeding up delivery of housing has been prepared and is being implemented. We have completed our first budget, giving priority to developing essential services, developing infrastructure, supporting those most in need and protecting our economy in the event of a downturn, and the finance bill is almost complete in its journey through the House. And we've responded to rapidly changing international conditions, working to ensure that Ireland has the foundations in place to secure our economy and social supports. These are defining parts of our work during this year, and this will continue. As Minister for Finance, the Tánaiste Deputy Simon Harris will, with Minister Jack Chambers, move forward the Government's plans and our commitment to securing both social and economic progress. Deputy Helen McEntee will move to the Departments of Foreign Affairs and Trade and Defence at a critical moment. While we formally hold the presidency of the Council of Ministers from mid-year, our commitments as part of the presidency are already well underway. So too is our active work in promoting a just peace for the Palestinian people and the people of Ukraine and Sudan. The invitation for me to attend the G20 meeting in South Africa is a reflection both of the high standing of our contributions to international debates and the fact that we as a country are already a key part of various critical discussions. I am determined that Ireland will continue to have its voice heard on vital international issues and in promoting a positive agenda for the future of Europe. Holding the European Union presidency is always a very significant challenge for smaller countries. It requires a large amount of attention, but the benefit to the country of a positive presidency is always very significant. We will also push forward in our plans to improve our ability to defend ourselves against very real threats, and investment in our defence forces and defence capabilities will remain a priority. I look forward to working closely with Deputy McEntee during what is already an intense period of activity on European and international affairs. I have no doubt that her extensive experience of the Council of Ministers and the operations at the European Union at the highest level will have a very positive impact, being formerly Minister of State at that department. Investment, reform and inclusion in education are central to our programme. Deputy Naughton will bring extensive experience to the role of Minister for Education and Youth and is in a position to have immediate impact. The agenda in education and youth is an exciting one. It involves completing important curricular reform, which will ensure that we both update what we teach and ensure high quality. Our programme of dramatic investment in the quality of educational facilities will continue to accelerate, and so too will our implementation of major reforms to the level and nature of critical supports for children with special needs. A new model of provision for key therapies in special schools is proceeding and will be an important part of the new Minister's work in conjunction with Minister of State Michael Moynihan. And given her past work in this area, I know that Deputy Naughton will make an important contribution to a new era in special education. And both the Tánaiste and Minister Chambers will continue the fiscal underpinning and economic underpinning that will enable us to implement all of these important plans. It is a very proud day for any person to be nominated to serve as a member of the government of a democratic republic. I wish Deputy Naughton well in her new role. I congratulate her and also acknowledge her family and supporters in Galway who have worked so hard for her over the years. I also congratulate the highly regarded Deputy Frank Feehan on his elevation as Minister of State. I know that this House will receive his appointment well. Gan buíochas leis a ríist an Tánaiste Donohoe as a Iveagh son bhainte na hÉirden agus cuireann gach á agus ra ina ról tábhachtach agus mollam den Dáil and am nuachán an Tánaiste Hildegard Naughton le ceappa mar ara rialtais. Go raibh míle maith agat.
Tánaiste, please.